Hey there, degenerates. First off, thank you for all the support from everyone who has been tailing our 10-0 win streak across YouTube and Reddit from when we first started this channel. Now, because you bet on sports, this video will be very important for you because I will be helping you learn how you can turn sports betting into consistent monthly income with less stress and emotional roller coasters. I will be covering literally everything you need to know about how to manage your money and bankroll and why this is the best and easiest way to beat the books. I've also included my sports betting dashboard for free and will run a walkthrough on how to use it. So, if you've been losing a lot or want a fresh start with sports betting, watching this video from start to finish could literally make the difference in cutting down your losses and making money this new year. So enough talk and let's hop into it. So let's start off with me showing you the magic of bankroll management. Here's my dashboard from October 2023 when I was tracking the games and money I made for the month. This is a great example because it shows you how if you follow good bankroll management and betting principles, you can have a cold streak and still stay in the green. Now let's look at what we have here. $3,000 bankroll, and this is money I won from the previous months, not even my own money. So I'm not too stressed here, and this is one of the milestones I want you to get to at some point in this year. My win rate here is only 55%. I mean, look at that record. I had for all these sports, pretty much break even. And look at how bad I did in the second half of the month. Look at all these reds. $660 losses some days. But see, the month still ended with me being up $1,600 despite such a bad performance. This is the magic of bankroll management. I will share this tool with you guys for free and teach you how to use it. But before I talk to you about what bankroll management is, it's important for you to really understand the why, as in why learning this is the best decision you can ever make when betting on sports. First off, the most important reason is it just makes the whole thing less stressful and more fun. You don't have to go through that roller coaster of emotions, having a good couple of days and just losing everything after 3 or so bad or unlucky games. And you'll also be more comfortable with losing games because you know you can afford that loss and can expect to bounce back soon in the future. Best thing is all it takes is one good month of making money, and that's it. You'll feel good because the next few months will be you using money you never had in the first place. Like, isn't that just awesome and stress-free? So, second point is if you are serious about making money betting on sports, then this is literally the easiest and only way to make money. You, me, and everyone knows how the sports books are smart and structured this whole thing in a way that the house always wins. But there are a group of people who luckily outsmarted the books, and that's who we call the sharps and the pros. These are the very few who have been able to be profitable betting on sports. And that is why you and everyone watching this shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel, but rather just learn what these wise guys do, fit it into your betting style, and if you see it work out for a month or so, then you are ready to rinse, repeat, and scale. Again, this is just mentioning why it's important to learn bankroll management. Everything will be clear to you in the next few minutes. Lastly, point number 3 is there is no BS when you manage your bankroll. You won't be able to lie to yourself. You'll always have full awareness on whether you are in the green or not. And this is important in the long term because you become more serious about winning, breaking losing streaks, and maintaining your wins. So let's sum this all up, right? If you stay disciplined and implement what I teach you in this video, you will be more equipped to make money every month betting on sports, or at the very least, stop losing a lot of money. Not be stressed, anxious, depressed, and let gambling affect your personal life, and just overall have more fun betting. So let's cure this gambling disease and hop into how you can manage your bankroll. The best way for me to teach you bankroll management is using this tool I made on Google Sheets. But firstly, we have to build a few habits. These principles that I'm about to mention are very important for making this work. So number 1, you should be only taking singles in every ticket, which means only one game per ticket. Number 2, you should maintain an average odds close to 1.90 or minus 110, or anything higher than that is ideal. Number 3, you should be loyal to 1 or 3 betting strategies that will give you a win rate of at least 54%. The higher the win rate, the more you make by the end of the month. That's the name of the game. Now, let's dive more deeper into this. There are many betting strategies out there. You might have some yourself. Some ideas I can give you is looking into trends or stats, doing some deep research into a game with reading articles or whatnot. It can also be something more passive like tailing handicappers or systems such as rolling with primetime unders that's cashed NFL bettors pretty good the last couple of seasons. Now, one super important detail though is you should stick to the strategy and stay loyal to it, because that's the only way you write off the bad games and eventually regress back to winning if your strategy is solid, of course. If you keep hopping strategies, there's no consistency and you open the possibility of getting stuck with multiple bad runs in a row until you burn off your account. Lastly, number 4, which is aim for 1 to 3 games a day. Just a reminder, betting is hard, hard, hard. The more you take, the more you open the possibility of losing money. I personally aim for 1 to 2 games that I really love for the day, and just completely ignore everything else, and I suggest you do the same. But again, this really depends on what strategy you use. Now let's hop into my dashboard template where I'll teach you how to use this thing, and it's really just 2 decisions that you have to make. Number 1, set a monthly bankroll. This should be money you are comfortable to risk and lose. Money that if the worst were to ever happen and you lose it all, you can still afford to take care of all your needs for the year. A good starting bankroll for beginners is generally $1,000. Again, if you feel like this is too much to lose, then of course going lower is 100% fine. Just keep in mind too that not setting a monthly bankroll and doing things like putting small wagers on losing parlays eventually do add up. If you even have a look at your deposit history, you might find that you've already burned thousands or more by now doing this. And that is exactly what the books love to see. So step number 2 is setting a unit size. First off, let me explain what a unit is. A unit is a portion of your bankroll that you use for a single bet. So for example, if I have a bankroll of $1,000 and my unit size is $50, that means I will wager $50 on every ticket I take for the month. I strongly suggest you use a strategy called flat betting, which is to use the same unit on all your plays for the month, regardless of how confident you are. This is because sports are unpredictable. Our most confident plays and locks could easily end up being our worst downfall for the month, and I'm sure many of you know this from experience. Units is also heavily used in sports conversations. Let's say you have a unit size of $50 and your friend has a unit size of $500. Now you both put 1 unit on Lakers money line for plus 100 or 2.0 odds and won. Then you each just made 1 unit. Your friend may have made $500 and you made only $50, but when you go speak with your friend, you can just tell them, hey, I won 1 unit on the Lakers. They don't need to know how much you wager on games or anything like that. They'll understand. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I suggest aiming for 1 to 2 games a day using a solid strategy, and in this case, you can use 5% of your bankroll depending on how well your strategy works. So, if you are just experimenting with a new strategy, use less than 5% of your bankroll. And if you're using a strategy that you know works well and likely has a 50% win rate, then use 5% of your bankroll max. If you're a high volume bettor and have a strategy going on already that really forces you to take 5 games or more in a day, then for sure use less than 5% of your bankroll. And this is because 5 or more bad games in one day using higher unit sizes can really put a lot of stress on you and your bankroll. So if you stick to these 2 practices, which is setting your bankroll and using a unit size of 5% of your bankroll, you would need to lose 20 games in a row to burn your account. And I personally think that that's just impossible. I mean, I'm not sure if you're even able to do that if you take reasonable singles, even if you try to lose all that many games. But who knows, with the luck some of us have, yeah, not too far-fetched. Anyways, let's talk about when should you increase your unit size. You can only increase your unit size if a full month ends on the green and you have a bigger bankroll. For example, let's say January started with $1,000 with $50 unit size, and you're able to scale your bankroll up to $1,500 by the end of the month. Then for February, you have earned the right to use $75 unit size, which is again still just 5% of your bankroll. All right then, now that you know everything that you need to know about bankroll management, let's put it all together, and this dashboard walkthrough will do a great job in doing that. So, if you click on the link on the pinned post or pinned comment under this video, you will be redirected to this page over here, but you won't be able to make any changes. What you have to do is go to File, make a copy, and then you say yes, make a copy. It will load. Let me just close this extra, load, and then boom. This new page that opens up, you will have access to edit. And let's start off with this first page, right? Dashboard. So this first sheet, you really only have control over 2 cells, and that is bankroll and unit size. These are the only 2 things you need to decide on, like we mentioned earlier, right? So bankroll, let's say I can afford to lose $1,000. Again, $1,000 means if I lose this for the month, I'd be able to afford that risk where I can cover all my needs for the year, even if this money is gone. Like I pretend like this money is just like, oh wait, gone, like I don't have it anymore. Now, the unit size, as we mentioned earlier, best practices is to set 5% of your bankroll. So in this case, it would be $50, very modest and nice and good. And again, I'll let you all know that this is all automated. Every single thing that you find here is all going to update automatically, and you'll see why in a bit. But first, let's clean up the sheet a bit, right? Let's put month January 2024, let's say. And here you can also select which month it is, and this is important. I'll show you why in a bit. So let's say if you had February, you move to the next sheet, and it says February here, you see? So even the months are automated. That's why it's important to put January. Move to the next sheet. Wow, look at that. January 1, 2, 3. So, let's say this is January 2024, and you're ready to put some money on some sports. And let's head into the second dashboard, second sheet. This is week 1. We have week 2, week 3, week 4, week 4.1, just because of those extra weird days at the end of the month. Now, this is how it's going to go when you log in your pick. What is going to happen is, let's say, you put your pick in first, of course. Let's say Dallas Cowboys money line. And what I typically like to do is I also use a space to write my notes. Like I'd say I had like a 70% and 68% system. I'll say I have like 4 nice trends and say nice pro action, right? Very generic. Yeah, we'll just say that. So I also like some space here like that. Yeah, you see? So you have your pick and you have your reasoning here, brief reasoning. That's what I like to do. Now, what happens is before game time, you put this and then you choose which sport it is. NFL, right? But you have a wide range of sports to choose from. And then you select what units you've put. Again, if you put 1, that means you're putting $50 because that's what we set here, $50. Oops, spoiler alert. Everything's automated. And finally, decimal odds. I'd say it was 2.0 odds, right? Plus money, you get the Dallas Cowboys as money line against the Eagles, let's say. Now, this is everything you input before the game. And you come here, you can see everything's automatic. It says here that you've already spent 1 unit, which is $50. You haven't won anything yet. And you can see it all calculates that. It also calculates your average odds, which is for now 2.0. And yeah, these are the only thing you need to edit before the game time. After the game finishes, you put the result. What is the result? Did you win? You put 1. Boom. You just made 1 nice unit there. Look at that. Unit spent. The dollar you spent was $50. You won 2 units. You made a unit profit of one unit. But it also tells you your record. On this day, January 1st, you had 1 win, 0 losses, 0 push. And then also automatically here, you see NFL says you have 1 win. This is your NFL record. This is your win rate. And the graphs also all update. So very nice and automatic. A lot of crazy formulas that have to go into this. But it's all just worth it. Just look at how smooth everything is. Like let's choose a second day, right? Let's say January 2nd. You're feeling lucky. You're like, wow, I just won Dallas Cowboys. Today, I am rolling with the... what's a bad team? Let's go with... I don't know. Oh, Detroit Pistons. Yeah, that's perfect. Detroit Pistons money line against Boston Celtics, let's say. Bottom versus top. Now, again, every day, this is mostly what you'll be working on, this sheet right here. So you took the Detroit Pistons money line. So what sport this is, NBA. How many units you're going to put? We want to put 1 unit. Let's say, for fun, let's say we aren't serious about the Detroit Pistons. We're just sprinkling to try our odds, right? Put 0.25 units. And then here, we'll put, the odds are like freaking crazy. Like let's say 3 odds, right? Now you put all that. This is before the game. This is how much you spent. You only spent 0.25 units, and you'd lost 12.50 units. Now game ends and Pistons got blown the hell out. Lost. You got your first loss, and boom, everything adjusts automatically. So far you're up $37, 0.75 units. Your average odds are much higher now, and this is your ROI. Same if you were a push, then you don't lose anything. It's like nothing happened. Your record stays clean. Pretty cool, right? So you keep doing that, keep playing around with that. Yeah, just keep, again, any changes you made automatically gets adjusted. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about the dashboard, really. Just keep doing this every day, and you will be a rock star. You will know exactly how much you're spending, exactly how much you're making, and you'll know your track performance. So completely no BS here. I hope this video was helpful. And of course, if you guys have any questions, just let us know in the Reddit on Discord. Thank you. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, I will mention that I did create a channel on the Discord server where you guys can specifically ask any questions about using the dashboard, managing your bankroll, and even post your own dashboards and show us how well you've been doing, and show us those greens. Let me see your records. Let me see you wins. That'd be really great. So I hope this tool is very helpful for you. I love it. It's been a major impact in my success as a bettor, and yeah, I hope it does the same for you. I mean, all of this that I just showed right now, you'll mostly learn with practice and your own personal experience, but if there's anything unclear, then you can always rewatch these videos or send a message in the Discord community. But now, you understand the beauty in all this, right? Out of all the games, in one single day, you choose your best 1 to 2 games that you really love and don't see losing, and you make sure you have the average odds of 1.90 or higher so you can still make money without winning too many games. And now it's just as simple as winning more than you lose. The money you make for the month is directly correlated with how many games you win. This is what many professional bettors do, and is exactly what the sportsbooks hate to see. So do yourself a favor, punish the books, and stick to this strategy. I know the thrill of parlays and lottery tickets and live betting is hard to miss out on. So my bonus tip for you is if you want to keep doing those, you can set aside a much smaller second bankroll that is dedicated for plays just for fun. But I will tell you this, once you see that you've started making some good money following these best practices, there is a very good chance that you won't care at all about hitting parlays, and instead, you'll build this obsession with making more and more money and growing that bankroll and getting to the next unit size. That's what happened with me, and maybe it's something that you're bound to experience. So yeah, enjoy both worlds if you want to, but take it from me, someone who's done both. I personally find a lot more joy in making a lot more money and not losing. So now let's switch gears a bit and talk about why I do all this online stuff in the first place. It's because I've been through it all, the ups and downs, and unlike many of you, a big chunk of my journey was public to the world as I was sharing my plays earlier on Reddit. So every win I had with all the people tailing me didn't feel good, it felt freaking great. And every loss I had didn't feel bad, it felt terrible. I was riding the very peak of the highs and the very bottom of the lows that come with betting on sports. So I know the struggles of betting on sports and want to make sure you guys have what you need to make sure things don't go south for you all. I may have been disciplined with my betting and have it not affect my personal life. So I hope these tools and tips will do the same for many of you. On a more selfish note, I have 2 other reasons. One, working hard on these picks and channel will build my trust and reputation in the sports betting community, which is a goal I value because of how passionate I am in the space. Number 2 is I potentially plan to monetize how I make my picks and maintain a high win rate sometime in the future, whether it be selling a book or a course or a monthly subscription, so building an audience will help with that. So basically, if I make you all rich, professional sports betting winners who trust me, tail me, and know I'm credible, then at the end of the year, if I launch a book or whatever, all of you wouldn't be opposed to buying or subscribing. Or permanently, if you guys develop these good habits early on and become successful, then that's when I know, for a fact, that what I will have to offer you will truly be of value to you. It's like going to school. You guys are now learning the fundamentals like bankroll management for free, and then once I'm ready to teach you how to make winning picks and what tools and resources to use, then you guys will eventually be fully independent and can make so much money without having to tell me. So overall, I can't achieve my goals unless I make sure you are all successful yourselves. I mean, win-win, right? Now, for those saying, if you're already making money off of sports, why not give everything for free? I have worked super hard to develop the tools and strategies I know today, and it would be a waste to give it all for free. Secondly, why would I say no to making even more money? Deciding not to just give the knowledge away for free doesn't discredit my tools and strategies. If I have a second source of income that can literally cover all my VIG and betting losses for a month, why wouldn't I work towards that? And let's be honest here. By now, you guys would have seen that I have a no BS policy when it comes to my work. If I make picks, I put a lot of effort into them. If I build a community and try to help my followers out, I put a lot of effort into it. So you can typically expect that I wouldn't sell my knowledge unless I am sure it is worth every penny and can make my people more money. And who knows, maybe I don't sell anything and just give it all for free. I have zero idea. All I know is that doing what I do right now will most definitely help me and my audience somehow, some way in the future. So that's why it is worth doing. Congratulations to you if you've made it this far into the video. You guys are now ahead of the game and have a solid edge to succeed in the sports world. I shared everything I wish I would have known earlier in my career. I had to learn all this the hard way from personal experiences, losses, and reading books. I had to keep updating and developing the Excel sheet I shared to get to where it is today. It was a lot of work and tough times, but at the end of the day, that is also what shaped my sports betting journey and made this whole thing more meaningful for me in the first place. I wish you all the best of luck on your journey and hope and wish that I've played some positive role in it, just as other mentors have in mine. Go crush it, everyone. Vegas IMB out. Peace.